Hey everybody, it's Rocky again. I just wanted to say thanks a lot for everybody who's been subscribing to me. Since my last video, it's been like a 5x or something. So yeah, it's pretty exciting seeing that people actually like what I'm putting out there. So at any rate, I've got a roll of Morgans here that we're going to tear into today and see what kind of goodies we can pull out of it. So I've been trying to be more selective about the rolls that I get, because when I first started doing this, I was just grabbing everything I could. I've gotten a lot better about picking what I want. Now, I got this one kind of on a whim because I did just want to get another roll and tear into it. It's my favorite part of collecting, is tearing into these rolls of Morgans. Now, the reason I selected this one was because of the 1978 on the end. Had a pretty nice surface to it on the background. It looked like it could potentially be Proof-Like or Dimple, from the pictures I saw anyway. And then the other end was a CC, so you can't really go wrong with CC. So here's the 78. It was San Francisco mint mark. The face of it, the obverse, has really nice reflective fields. Not much marks on the cheeks, very light scratches in the fields. The reverse, unfortunately, doesn't have that reflective field, but hardly any damage on the reverse. I think this has the potential to be a 65, so I would be grading it at $450. So next up here, we have a 1900 Philly. Pretty nice coin. I mean, I like to see better than this. I'm on that constant search for a 65. I think this would probably come back graded as a 62. Not bad. Mint state still. I didn't find any special VAMs on it, so it's just a normal standard 1900 Philly. It would be a $78 coin. And next up, we have the ever elusive 1889. Could it be a Carson City? Not on your life. No chance in hell. Just a normal Philly. However, as I looked at it closer, I did find that it had double stars and a double die reverse. I think it's a VAM 16. It's a Hot 50 coin, and I believe, upon further inspection, that it would be graded as an MS63, making it a $174 coin. Next up, we have an 1883 New Orleans. Nothing significant about the coin. There's no special VAMs. The face was rather scratched up, dinged up. I think it would probably be graded as a 62, making it another $78 coin. Next up, we have an 1896 Philly. It is a very nice coin on the face. Some bag marks in the fields and on the face, but the reverse of this coin was exceptionally nice. I think it's a 64, but just because of how nice the reverse is, there is a small little dash underneath the E in states. And other than that, I mean, it is a very, very nice coin. I think I've got it set here as a 64, which would make it a $155 coin. So here's an 1886 Philly, and you'll see I take a look at the face for quite a while. It's because the 1886, you can see something's a little off about it, and also the luster on the coin, just, it's a little bit too shiny. It's throwing me off. I'm a little concerned that maybe it was whizzed or cleaned with some kind of solution. There are some double strikes on it that they're just not really sharp. It's like everything's been dulled a little bit. However, if I'm a little confused about the double date. Looking on it closer, the date was definitely doubled. However, when you look at the VAM list, there's two different types, and I'm not sure which one it is. However, if it is a VAM 20, that is a $500 coin, I'm saying, just because it's very hard to find. So here we have an 1884 New Orleans. It's a really nice coin. There's some bigger gouges down by the stars in front of the neck, but the cheek is pretty nice, bag marks. The reverse is still pretty nice as well. Not quite as nice as that one where that was virtually flawless, but it's still a really nice coin. I think it would pretty easily be graded at a 63, which would make it a $96 coin. So here we have an 1885 New Orleans, and it's a little more banged up than I like to see. You know, it could be a 62, but let's, for shits and giggles, let's call it a 61. 61's a $74 coin. Here we've got another 1885 New Orleans, probably an MS61. Again, nothing spectacular, nothing standing out, no VAMs. So that would be another $74 coin. Next up here we have an 1884 New Orleans. Pretty nice coin, I gotta say. Light bag marks on the cheeks and in the fields. I think this can get a 64. The reverse is decent. Maybe it's a 63, but just for fun, I'll call it a 64, which would make it a $155 coin. Okay, so here we have another 1886 Philly, and it's another one. It looks exactly like the other one. It has the same crack through the date. The doubling on the date is exactly the same. The luster on it is exactly the same. So I don't know if these were two coins that were dipped together, or maybe it's just something about this year and the strike. I am skeptical of it, but what I'll probably do is send one in and get it graded. If it comes back with that VAM 20, they're extremely rare, the VAM 20. So it'd be kind of funny if I actually had two in one roll. There is just something different about this coin, though. Some of the VAM 20s in MS63, 64 condition, they're going for $2,000 to $6,000. So I'm calling it $500 just to try to be fair, because I don't really know what it is, to be honest. Here we have an 1887 Philly, a very nice coin, light scuffing on the fields, a little bit more on the cheek, but still light scuffing. It looks good. It does have a double 8. However, I could not find a VAM for it, or I didn't look that hard for it. I usually search for the top 100, top 50, hot 50, whatever you want to call it. But I think this is easily a 64 and would be a $155 coin. Here's a 1904, and it is a New Orleans. It's got quite a bit of light scuffing on the face and the fields. If I had to guess, I'd say it's an MS61. Nothing standing out as far as varieties, so I would have to say this is a $74 coin according to PCGS. So here we have an 1888 Philly. This one has a big scratch on her cheekbone, as you can see here. I've often wondered if the face of it isn't as great, but the back is really nice. I've wondered if that would help with the grading, and I recently got a coin back that it was like that. When you compare it to another one, you're sitting there asking yourself, why was this graded at a 64? But then you look at the back and it was way nicer than the other one. So it helps. So the back of this one is quite nice. Not flawless, but it's very nice. And I think that will help with the grading on the face of it. It is a VAM 4, which is a hot 50 coin. I'm going to say it's a 62, so it's only $100, but it's still a nice coin, and having that variety is going to increase the value. All right, so here we have a beauty, as you can tell. This sucker has got those reflective fields and a frosty face to it. So it's probably going to be rated at least as a proof-like. Now I'm doing a little quick test that I do, and I'm telling you the video does not do it justice. That thing had reflective fields up to 6 inches at least. So the other thing about this one is it is a VAM 6. I don't have it written here what that is specifically, but I categorize it as a VAM 6, which is another top 100 coin. I also believe it is at least an MS64. The cheeks on this thing are really nice. The fields are a little scratched up though, so that might slow me down. If I'm lucky and it's a dimple, it could be $575, but I'm going to say it's proof-like just to not get ahead of myself, which is a $250 coin being a VAM 6. I'd also like to say that this was unexpected coming out of the center of the roll. Normally, they take those and they put them on the ends to make it look real nice. This was a pleasant surprise. And here we've got an 1885 Philly. Decent coin, nothing special about it, no varieties. I think it's a solid 62, which would be a $78 coin. All right, so this here is an 1896 Philly, and the video, oddly enough, actually makes it look nicer than it is. It did have very nice reflective fields on the reverse of the coin, probably good enough to get a proof like. However, on the obverse, they were nice, but it's a little bit hazy in spots. And to get that proof like or dimple, it's gotta be visible, no haziness. I've sent in lots of coins and they never came back as proof like or dimple. A lot of ones that I thought I was gonna get. However, this has double stars, which makes it a VAM 4, and it is a very nice coin. I think it's an easy 64. It's a top 100 coin. That makes it a $435 coin. And here we have, yet again, another 1885 New Orleans. About the same condition as the other ones, no special varieties. I'm calling it a 62, which makes it a $74 coin. So here we have a 1901 New Orleans, a pretty nice looking coin, pretty clean cheeks, pretty clean fields. The reverse is quite nice too. Looking at it on the video, you'd think it was a 65, but I've got it listed here as a 64, which makes it a $150 coin. So here we have an 1898 New Orleans, and this is just a really beautiful coin. I mean, the fields have very, very light scratches. The cheek has one tiny little pockmark on it. I mean, it's a pretty good strike. The back of it, let me take a look here. Wow, the back of it is virtually flawless. Very small mark, bag mark above the olive branch leaves. Other than that, nothing really visible. No special varieties on this one. However, I do think it's an easy 65, which makes it a $250 coin. And last but not least, we have our Ender Carson City 1883. I've sent in a lot of these. I am pretty confident in saying that it's a 64. Very light bag marks on the cheek, on the fields. To be honest, it could possibly be a 65, maybe a 64 plus, but I'll call it a 64 here. And it is a $500 Carson City 1883. So there you have it, guys. I just turned a $2,001 roll of coins into $3,900. Almost doubled my money. Of course, if I wanted to sell it, I have to get them all graded and encapsulated, pay for insurance, pay for the grading fees. All that would cost me between $800 to $900, but I'd still make another $1,000 in profit on it. Right now I'm just building my collection, so I'm not even looking to sell. I just like doing this for fun right now. So if you like my content, please hit that like button, subscribe. I've been putting stuff out there as fast as I can. Once again, I appreciate you watching and hope you're here for the next one.